welcome to a new episode of Hallmark Heartbeats, a podcast all about Hallmark movies. I am your host, Camille. Christmas in July is finally over. We have reached a new month of August with 5 brand new movies. It's the second wave of summer nights, and this week we review Love for Real, starring Scott Michael Foster, Chloe Bridges, Corbin Bleu, and Taiana Tully. The official synopsis goes, Haley and her best friend Bree go on a reality dating show to publicize her fashion line. But nothing goes as planned when love, friendship, and careers are on the line. This is the second movie of 2021 that Hallmark has filmed in Hawaii. And to be honest with you, I think this movie was better. I could tell when I read the names of who starred in this movie, this was Hallmark trying to reach out to a younger generation. Chloe and Corbin are known for their roles in Disney's Camp Rock 2 and High School Musical, respectively. Scott is well known for his roles in ABC family dramas Geek and Chasing Life. I honestly felt this was Hallmark trying to appeal to the millennials. And to be honest with you, I think they accomplished it. 3 of the main actors are Hallmark rookies. The representation in this movie is to be praised for. Chloe is Hispanic, Corbin and small screen legend Karen Melina White are black, and Taiana is Kanaka Maoli. For those who don't know, that means she's Native Hawaiian. I feel like Hallmark listened to my cries for diversity. So let's get to the meat of the movie. The reality dating show is called Heart Choices. Nice play on words. Marco, played by Corbin Bleu, is the king of hearts this season. Scott plays Luke, who is the showrunner. Marco in episode 1 of Heart Choices was rejected by one of the contestants, so now Luke is in desperate search for a replacement. Bree, played by Taiana, is a fangirl for Heart Choices. She watches it like it's fantasy football, knowing who will be the villain, who has the secrets, who will be in the finale. Haley, played by Chloe, is a fashion designer. Her company is called Silver Halo. She is searching for investors, but her only flaw is that she doesn't go beyond her brain. She doesn't push herself to get her name out there. That's where the Heart Choices search comes in. They are looking for girls to come on the show, and Bree, obvious fangirl, wants to join, and Haley goes with her for moral support. At the elevator before heading up to the 7th floor, Haley notices the warning that everyone will be filmed once they go to the floor. She makes note that Haley never gave permission for filming, so she stays in the lobby while Bree goes up. That's when she meets Lucas. They have a meet cute, where Haley tells him she's very skeptical of the show. The best love can't be staged. It just happens. Lucas is intrigued and invites her upstairs. While at the waiting room, Haley helps out Bree by doing a mock interview with her. Bree is so darn cute and naive. She spills the tea. She talks about aiming for runner-up so she can be the next Queen of Hearts. Move over, Marco. It's my time to shine. Watching this scene, I knew this will bite back at her. She knows about the notice of the filming. Poor girl. When Bree is called in to meet with Lucas, he comes up with the brilliant idea of having the 2 best friends join the show, bringing a little extra drama. Haley's skeptical in doing this. She doesn't like reality TV dating shows. I don't blame her. But Bree comes up with the brilliant idea of having Haley join so that she can promote her clothes. Wear silver halo dresses in the eliminations. So every week her brand is on national TV. Reluctantly, Haley agrees to join the show. Now we're at the show, and we are introduced to some more interesting characters. Let's be honest here, the stars of the show were the supporting actors. They brought comedy and just like lightheartedness. It was funny. Karen Melina White. Let's talk about the small screen legend that she is. Miss White has a career that spans 3 decades. I first saw her as Charmaine Brown on The Cosby Show. Now Hallmark got her to play Marie. But let's just say no one else could have played the sassy, no-nonsense attitude served on a platter, assistant director Bree. The speech she gave Bree and Haley about the rules of filming was giving me Miranda Bailey vibes from Grey's Anatomy. And coming from a Grey's fan, like myself, that is the biggest compliment I could give. Emily is played by Camille Stoker. She's the executive producer and host of Heart Choices. She is devious, sneaky, and likes to remind people she is the boss. As the executive producer, I know everything she does is for ratings, but I don't like her, especially at the end. She did my girl, Bree, dirty. Vanessa is played by Carson Fagerbakke. I apologize if I screw up the pronunciation of her name. She's the bad girl of Heart Choices. The Olivia Clary D of this season of Heart Choices. I like her. She's, in my opinion, goal-oriented, knows what she wants, does everything in her power to get it. She knows how to play the game for the cameras, how to drop one-liners so that the spotlight is always on her. She is Emily's favorite. The camera loves Vanessa, and the Hearty Nation loves a bad girl. Now that we're on the show, I will be talking about the journey of our lovebirds. I am not going to lie, I have a favorite of the two couples. I was definitely a Marco and Bree fan from the beginning. I mean, their meet cute was adorable and rule-breaking. The third rule Marie gave them is stay away from Marco. No secret rendezvous. All meetings will have to be filmed. There was a time off for Bree before she had to start filming, so she did blindfolded yoga. Is that a real thing? I don't know if it's a real thing. Kind of interesting looking. Probably is a real thing. I mean, they have goat yoga, so why not blindfold? While blindfolded, guess who joins her? Yep, it's Marco. Bree didn't at first notice that it was Marco, but as Marco talked about the show and how nervous he felt being on the show, she realized who he was and ran. I swear, Bree is just perfect. She's a good mix of fun, awkwardness, and sweetness. While Bree and Marco had their impromptu meet cute, Haley had an interview with Lucas. You can tell he was intrigued by Haley. He was impressed by her passion for design, liked her ambition, and how far she was willing to go for her clothes, even so far as participating in a reality dating show that she wasn't a fan of. Now, remember those warnings about being filmed everywhere? Well, that was also mentioned again in Marie's rules. The contestants will be filmed once they step out of their bungalow. I swear, Bree and Haley didn't pay attention. Because before they went and did their respective activities, they stood in the front porch of their bungalow and discussed how Haley was going to lose the Heart Choices and get eliminated, but look good at the same time. The elimination was scheduled later that evening, with 3 ladies to be eliminated. It was supposed to be formal wear. Haley was going to wear her evening gown and have silver halo front and center at the elimination. But guess what happened? The cameras caught the whole thing. And devious but intrigued, Lucas changed the setting of the elimination. It went from a formal wear evening party to a poolside tea party. Haley and Bree met with Marco for the first time, and Marco had an earpiece in his ear where Lucas fed him lines. For his meeting with Bree, though, there was no Cyrano-esque situation. Marco spoke from his heart. You could tell he recognized Bree from the blindfolded yoga. Their chemistry was undeniable. When asked what she would like to see before she leaves the island, Bree answered, I want to see a rainbow. A Hawaiian rainbow. I mean, this is the rainbow state, right? When it was Haley's turn, yes, Cyrano is back. Lucas fed lines to Marco's ears to ask about the dress she was wearing. A dress Haley had only put together just minutes before. Emily, the executive producer, watched all this unfold and wanted Haley eliminated. Well, Lucas intervened and got her to go on the next round. The following morning, Haley and Bree were scheduled to go on a double date with Marco. The producers were trying to be slick. We see what you were trying to do, create drama to make it look like the best friends were fighting for the same guy. But no, Bree and Haley was totally not letting that happen. The plan for the day was for them to go horseback riding, but Haley is deathly allergic to horses. So the double date with the two best friends became a solo date with Bree and Marco, and Haley was relegated once more to an interview with Lucas. Okay, all this time Bree was just playing this game. She really wasn't into Marco. Let's not forget, this is the girl who had a fantasy football bracket thing going on with harsh choices. She's major fangirl for the show. Also, her end goal was not to win Marco's heart, but to be runner-up so she could be the next Queen of Hearts. But this horseback riding date changed it all. At first, it was all staged with Marie in the director's chair, shouting directions at Bree and Marco, but eventually they ran off to be alone together with no cameras or crew around. Horses are faster than golf carts. While alone, Marco opens up to Bree in a way that he had never done with any other contestants. He tells her about his fear of being forgotten. Marco was a professional football player. Then he got seriously injured. His agent suggested going on the harsh choices to stay in the limelight while healing from injury. When he asked for Bree's reason to get on the show, Bree sadly didn't answer the question, going on a rainbow hunt. Despite knowing that they have to go back to the crew, both stayed a little while longer. I think I let out an audible "aww" when Bree put her head on Marco's shoulders. I think that was the cutest thing ever. While they were on their romantic date, Lucas once more had an interview with Haley. It was short and sweet before Lucas started putting the camera away. This time it was Lucas's turn to open up about his dreams. I don't think it's to anyone's surprise his dream wasn't to be a showrunner of a dating show. His dream was to do documentaries. That's what he went to school for anyway. But for now, he's doing this to pay the bills. Documentaries are in the future. The next day, all three girls get one-on-one dates with Marco. Haley gets a romantic stroll on a private beach. Though, to be honest, how private is it really with Marie, Lucas, and the rest of the crew tagging along? Vanessa gets a sip and paint date, with Marco and Bree gets a golf date. Well, things didn't go as planned with Marco and Haley. Instead of a sweet romantic stroll on the beach with the two, Lucas declares it to be speed dating, ultra fast. We see you, Lucas. You're not slick. The green-eyed monster showed up. I mean, I don't blame him. Who would want to watch the girl they're interested in going on a romantic date with another person? While on the speed dating stroll on the beach, Marco gets stung by a jellyfish. Marie has to take him back to the resort to be seen by a doctor. The problem is the boat only holds 3 people. Marco, Marie, and a cameraman needs to go back. Haley and Lucas volunteers to stay. I swear Marie and Lucas are so slick. I see what you're doing. So Lucas and Haley stays on the island where there is catered lunch on the beach. How they didn't get sand in their food, I guess we will never know. Haley also changes outfits. Again, I don't know how or why she thought she needed to bring a new dress. But Lucas and Haley are finally alone. Both tear their walls down. He opens up to Haley about the docuseries he wants to film, about people 100 years and older, so they can tell what they've lived through, their stories, the lessons they have learned, and are willing to pass down. Haley loves this idea. She also opens up to Lucas about how badly she wants to be eliminated from the show. She feels putting her brand out there isn't worth all this hassle. She genuinely doesn't want to fight Bree over Marco. She's a true believer of love isn't staged, it just happens. But Lucas wants her to stay. They almost kiss when Marie comes back. Now, I would be mad normally that she came at that opportune moment with any other scenario but this one. Haley and Lucas were alone in that island for 6 hours. Like, 6 hours. And they never kissed the whole time. Like, I get it, this is Hallmark, so chitty chitty bang bang wouldn't be happening in a Hallmark movie. But a kiss isn't too much to expect with 6 hours alone. Now back to Marco. So he gets back to the resort and is treated for this jellyfish thing. Emily's being very sympathetic and offers to cancel his dates for the rest of the day. Marco agrees it's a good idea to cancel Vanessa's sip and paint date. But when it comes to canceling his golf date with Bree, hallelujah, his foot all of a sudden got cured. I mean, miracles happen, right? Vanessa's date was a bit boring. She reiterated again that she was there only for Marco to get to know him. Her intentions were loud and clear. But Marco's brain wasn't on Vanessa, it was on someone else. I wonder who. Problem is that Emily notices this, and remember, her favorite is Vanessa. She's bringing the ratings up. Marco catches up to Bree and offers to take her to the golf course earlier than planned. Okay, y'all. Warning, I'm going to gush. He manufactured Bree a rainbow. Oh my god, like, this is the cutest thing. He turned on the sprinklers and had the sun shining just right for her, and boom, rainbow. Come on, tell me this wasn't the cutest thing ever. It didn't count for Bree as a Hawaiian rainbow, but she sure did give him extra credit for effort. A mid-movie kiss. See, Lucas and Haley, this is how you do it. You don't miss an opportunity being alone together, especially when you were given 6 hours alone together in an isolated island. So remember the mock interview that Bree and Haley forgot were going to be filmed in the lobby, in the waiting room? Yeah, it rears its ugly head again. Emily, only thinking about the ratings, shows Marco clips of Bree edited together with a voiceover of her intentions on being on the show, to be Queen of Hearts. It wasn't to fall for Marco. Yeah, it broke Marco's heart. So at the elimination, Marco confronts Bree and asks, was that why she joined the show? Like at the moment, I wish Bree could have spoken up and just said, "Yeah, why I said when I first joined." But that was before I met you. That was before I fell in love with you. But no, she just ran off after being eliminated. There was a lot of commotion afterwards with Haley getting mad at Lucas, Marco running off, and Vanessa being pushed into the water. Poor girl just can't catch a break. Once Haley gets in a bungalow with Bree, she says that she will quit the show in support of her best friend. The only problem with that is she's contractually obligated to stay on the show. If she leaves, Haley will get sued. That's when she comes up with a brilliant idea. With the help of Vanessa, costume designers, horse handlers, and Marie, a plan was formed. At the finale, where Haley and Vanessa are the last two girls standing, Vanessa is wearing a gorgeous, sparkly silver halo dress. Beautifully matches her skin tone. Very pretty. And Haley, well, she wears an astronaut suit. Helmet included. With that, camera's rolling. Marco gives his heart to Vanessa, but she rejects him, saying yes, she was there for Marco and only Marco, but he wasn't there for her. His heart was for someone else. So guess what happens next? Haley, in all her astronaut suit glory, comes into the scene with a horse, telling Marco Bree has more to say to him. She only gives him one clue as to her location. Horses are faster than golf carts. Marco jumps on the horse and gallops to Bree, the location from earlier in the movie when they outran the golf carts. There, Bree tries to apologize and tell him that she's fallen for him, but Marco just grabs her for a kiss. As the cameras pan out, we see the Hawaiian rainbow Bree was looking for. Back at the filming location, Lucas and Haley are left alone. Lucas quit his job as showrunner of Heart Choices and is now going to pursue his dream of filming a documentary. His docuseries, Centurions, and he will start in San Francisco, where Bree and Haley live. Finally, they kiss. 3 out of 5 stars. I give this movie 3 out of 5 stars. Pretty good. I love this movie. I feel like this is Hallmark tried to attract some of the younger audience. I mean, Chloe and Corbin were Disney darlings in the early 2000s. Scott is also a product of ABC Family Machine. A lot of their fan base are Gen X and Millennials. To be honest with you, I feel it's about time Hallmark reaches out to the younger generation. Most of Hallmark's fan base is older crowd, like boomers in the 60s and older. For a network to continue being successful, I feel this is Hallmark evolving slowly. The representation in this movie cannot be understated. I mean, most of the cast list are part of the BIPOC communities. I feel this is another huge step towards Hallmark's work in inclusivity and representation, but again, attracting the younger audience. I found the premise to be lighthearted and funny. A lot of Hallmark fans didn't like this movie because, quote, this is too much like The Bachelor, and it is trashy. I'm not joking, that's a direct quote. After seeing this movie, I'm pretty sure these people have never seen The Bachelor if they think it is anything like the show. But it did leave me wondering, is that what really happens behind the scenes of these reality dating shows? Where the guy doesn't really choose the winner, it's the producers. And if so, no wonder the relationships rarely work. Hawaii is beautiful as always. My home state is beautiful as always. It's like the best scenery ever. I recognize several of the filming locations, including Chinaman's Hat and Kualoa Ranch. Also, they filmed where I used to work. The scene where Haley and Lucas does their meet cute. Yeah, those are my elevators. That's my lobby. A little behind the scenes tidbit about this movie. Maybe people didn't notice this, but Corbin and Scott's significant others were in the movie as well. Both women who rejected Marco are their girlfriends slash wife. The first girl who rejected Marco is Sasha Clements, Corbin's wife, and Vanessa is played by Carson Fagerbakke. Again, I apologize for screwing up her name. Scott's girlfriend. Newcomer Taiana Tully was the star of the movie. I liked her wide-eyed wonder, her innocence, and just excitement throughout the show. She wasn't overshadowed by the other actors in the movie, who were more established than her. She actually outshone them. And no, I am not saying that because I will be interviewing her. There were a few misses. I wasn't really into Haley and Lucas. I didn't really feel the spark between the two, not like Bree and Marco. I wasn't really looking forward to their scenes. They were memorable. Bree was the star in the movie. Also, I wish there was singing done in the movie. I mean, we are talking about four actors slash singers in this movie. You got Corbin, who did High School Musical, Chloe, who did Camp Rock 2, and Scott, who was in the Hallmark movie In the Key of Love with Laura Osnes. Also, Taiana can sing. I mean, you're telling me you got four actors who can belt in this movie, and there wasn't a singing scene? There was. They could have done a karaoke as a date. Oh my god. Come on, Hallmark. Do better. In conclusion, you can listen to us on the Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean, Tune-in+Alexa, Pandora, iHeart and YouTube. That was a mouthful. Follow us on all social media platforms. Our Instagram page is at Hallmark Heartbeats, Facebook page Hallmark Heartbeats Podcast, and Twitter Hallmark Heartbeat1. Buy us a coffee on www.buymeacoffee.com/HmarkHeartbeats. We have 2 levels of membership. For $1 a month, Americano level, you get to have a voice in the podcast. You get to choose which movie I review for weeks Hallmark doesn't have a brand new movie. For $5 a month, Caramel Macchiato level, you get access to never-released podcasts. For example, the month of May, I reviewed Birthday Wish, starring Jesse Schramm and Luke McFarlane. It also includes raw and unedited footage of our interviews with the actors. You will also get early access to interviews that I do with the actors. So, $5 a month. Go join. All links are on our link tree, which is in the bio. In the next podcast, we are just in the beginning of the second wave of summer nights, so this will be a month full of new podcast reviews, and I'm hoping to get more interviews. I'm hoping. I am hoping. Y'all, my dream is to interview Lauren Tom. She will be starring in Sweet Pecan Summer. Oh my God! Like, I am Asian. I'm Filipino. I grew up in the 90s. Joyla Club was on repeat in my household. We play mahjong. This is like life for me. So I'm hoping and praying and crossing all my fingers and toes that I get a chance to interview Lauren Tom. For those who don't know, she played Lena in Joyla Club. But yeah, wouldn't that be awesome if I get to do that? That is so crazy. So, okay, so backtracking. Second wave of summer nights is still continues on August 6th. The interview that I did with Taiana Tully comes out. She played Bree in this movie, Love for Real. That would be so fun. That's awesome. Like, totally another local girl. I mean, here's the thing. I already interviewed Valen Alo, who was another local actor when for the You Had Me at Aloha. So I feel like I got my way in to local actors. I mean, that's just crazy. August 9th is the 27-hour day recap starring Otto Reeser and Andrew Walker. August 13th, and I just got this confirmed, and I'm so excited with this one. I got an interview with Rhiannon Fish, who is a co-star of the 27-hour day. For those who don't know, Rhiannon Fish is like, oh man, she's done so many movies and TV shows. It is crazy. Her fan base is usually in Australia. She did Home and Away and Neighbors, but she's also starred in several Hallmark movies. I believe, and look at her IMDb. This was her second one that I saw. Anyway, that's from Hallmark. I know she did an Up TV movie recently, like last month. But she also just finished. She also was in last year's You're Making Me Crazy with Natalie Hall, Michael Rady. Love that movie. So I'm really excited to talk to Rihanna. On August 16th, Sealed with a Kiss, Wedding March 6th, recap starring Jack Wagner, Caitlin Stryker, Josie Bissett, and Nathan Witt. I am working on getting an interview with one of those actors. That would be fun too. On August 23rd, a little daytime drama recap starring Jen Lilly, Ryan Pavey, and Linda Dano. And finally, to wrap up the summer nights, on August 30th, Sweet Pecan Summer recap starring Christine Coe, Wes Brown, and Lauren Tom. I am crossing my fingers and praying to God that I get Lauren Tom. Please, Lord, grant me that wish. No, I'm not joking, you guys. Like, that would be a dream come true. I think my parents would probably be so happy if I get Lauren Tom. I mean, like, they might want me to invite Lauren over for my job. I don't know. That's a little bit scary. But yes. Okay, so anyway, thank you guys for listening. See y'all on Thursday where I talk to Taiana, and then next week where I review the 27-hour day. Bye, y'all.